Hey guys, I am back with another process video. Now today we are doing a recipe challenge with Helen Smith. Of course, I'll have her video linked as always in the description down below, so make sure to go check her out. So I originally pulled out my second kit, the one that's based on the swag bag, but I'm going to end up combining both of my kits. I don't know, I just kind of worked, and that's what I went with. So I'm just flipping through all the papers here, and I'm getting rid of the ones I know I will not use for sure, and also just picking the ones that I might possibly use for this layout. So this picture, I turned it black and white because we took it in the middle of the night. Well, it was in the middle of the night, but it was dark outside and the lighting was really bad, so it's really pixelated. And also we were standing in front of these wood cupboards and it just looked weird, so I just made it black and white so I could use any color scheme I wanted, and also the picture looks better when it's black and white. So yeah, I'm just pulling out a bunch of different papers. Now I'm still going through my first kit here. I'll tell you when I pull things from the second kit. So yeah, so for the time being, I really thought I could use that arrow paper as a background, but of course it's not going to work out because that's just too much. So now I'm also going to go through the swag bag, and I'm just going to pick out a couple of embellishments mostly that I might want to use on this page. I didn't really want to use reds and stuff on here, which is probably what caused the combining of my two kits. But I'm not going to use any of the cards from in there. I just pulled out a couple of embellishments that I'm going to use later on this page. So you probably noticed also that arrow paper is a scrap piece of paper, which is why I had this arrow paper in both of my kits. So in the swag bag kit, let's call it, I had a scrap piece, and in the other one I had a full piece. So I did go into the other one just to bring it the full piece, and then I ended up bringing the whole kit over. So anyway, so now I've gone through my I've pulled out some papers from the summer themed kit as well. That was my first kit that I shared over here on YouTube, and I'm just going to start layering a couple of things. So first I just matted my photo in a white piece of cardstock with some with that spiral thing that I always do. Then I took a piece of that hexagon paper from Amy Tangerine, and now this was some random mixed media kind of paint thing that I threw in the kit since it matched after I made a layout, and then I decided not to use that background, and I threw it in the kit because the blue matched, and I am using it here, and I actually think it's a really cool look. So for the recipe challenge, I will have it in the description below as well as on Instagram. The recipe challenge required at least 4 pattern papers, some kind of paint, bling, and stickers, I believe. Oh, and something that's in your stash that's at least 2 years old. So for the time being, I have 2 pattern papers. Oh, actually I have 3 pattern papers on here. And also the paint. Oh, okay, I'll talk about that in a bit. So yeah, this voiceover is a bit all over, guys. Sorry. So here's where I decide that arrow paper is too much as a background, but I would like to use a bit of it. So I thought I could do like a strip like that on just a white background, and then I decide I'm going to just layer it as another layer behind my photo and just use a white cardstock. So all the papers that are behind the photo, with the exception of the arrow paper, are from the summer themed kit, and then this paper here that I'm going to use to back my whole layout is from the swag bag kit. And also there's a tiny sliver of like a Dear Lizzie triangle paper behind my photo. That's also from that from the second kit on my channel, the swag bag kit. So yeah, I'm getting kind of confused with the kits here, guys. I'm sorry. So then I got these are called acrylic inks, and I just bought them to have a new medium to use for mixed media. And I'm just testing it out a bit here, but the colors are really, really pigmented. They're really, really bold. They're gorgeous, but they're not going to end up working for this layout. So here, because I hadn't used them yet, I was just trying a few different things. And now I thought I was going to just paint some strips on the background, and I was going to kind of use that as a paint element of my as part of the recipe challenge. But then I didn't like the background at all, and I also realized that blue paper that's behind my photo has paint on it. So I'm just going to use that as the paint element on this page. So I'm trying a couple different things. I really like how this looks, but not for this layout. And also just like, I don't know, it was not working for this layout. So I'm just going to flip that page over because I'm almost out of cardstock. I think I have one sheet left. I have to go buy some more. So I'm just going to flip it over and use the back side that's clean. So here's the layout. Now, I didn't want to add any paint. I don't know what's gotten into me, but the last couple layouts I made, I did not want to add any paint whatsoever, which is really unusual. But that's okay. I really like how they turned out. And it gives me a chance to maybe use up a bit more of my supplies. But I don't know. Maybe it's kind of a phase where I don't use paint. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. So here I'm just adding a few strips of washi tape just to add a different texture onto my page, and also just kind of make the cluster a bit larger since there's not going to be anything on the background. So for my thickers, I really wanted to use these Amy Tangerine thickers from the Better Together collection. And I really wanted to use the Better Together phrase because it's just me. It's a picture of me and my best friend. But it was too big, so I'm going to replace that with the word sweet. Now back to the washi tape. The washi tape, the pink one is from the summer kit and the yellow one is from the swag bag kit. And I'm calling it a swag bag kit because it was based on the swag bag from Paper Issues. But anyway, I have kit shares for both of those kits, by the way, over on my channel. And then, yeah, and also the thickers are from the swag bag kit as well. So essentially the only thing that I used from the summer kit was the papers for the most part. So I decided I'm going to back my photo with some foam, so I'm just doing that. I'm also running low on adhesive. I need to go restock on my essentials like white cardstock and adhesive. I don't know why I didn't do that yet, but anyway. So I'm just going to glue that photo down there. And I'm just going to start gluing all of these layers together. I'm not going to make you watch that, don't worry. I'm just using some double-sided tape, mostly because that's the only thing I had available for the time being, and that's even winding down, so I seriously need to go buy some more glue. And then I did gut that camera paper because I really love it. And I matted the whole layout on that paper, and now I'm just going to add the word sweet since everything's glued down. And I struggled with embellishing a bit because I felt like I needed to add more and I couldn't find anything else that worked. Or I don't know. And then I just decided that I do like how it's kind of minimal with a few embellishments. But anyway, so the first thing I pulled, actually the first two things I pulled was that Best Kid Ever and the Cool Kid. Those are both from the swag bag kit. Now, I really wanted to use either these chipboard for stickers or the ones that have the Friends theme that you'll see in a bit. The one set is included in one kit and the other one's included in the other. But I had too many words going on here and I needed some sort of icon. So I have the words Cool Kid, the word Best Kid Ever, and the word Sweet. And I cannot speak apparently, so I did not want to add any more words onto this layout, which is partly the struggle, but especially that Friends set, every single phrase worked for this layout. I wanted to use all of it, but I just couldn't use any of it for this layout. But I need to make sure to make a layout and start the embellishing with that because it's really cool. So anyway, I did fussy cut that heart out, but it's not going to stay there because it was just too blue. It was too of a dark blue for this layout. I needed something a bit more airy and light. And now I'm trying to find some sort of icon that does not have any words on it that I can stick somewhere because I do feel like it needs a little bit something on here. So I went through the die cuts that I had included in my kit, and I found that ice cream, and I like the idea of using the ice cream, but the purple didn't work, so it's not going to stay there. And then I also added that piece that says cool at the top next to Cool Kid, just because it brings some color up to that area. So here's that chipboard set that I mentioned that I'm just going to go through and try a couple phrases. So I thought I could at least use like a camera or something, but I don't know. I didn't really like it. So I'm not going to do that. But then there's some phrases like inside joke or we are so cool, or just stuff that I thought would work really nicely on this page. But too many words. Again, there's too many words already on here. So I just ended up not doing that. So yeah. Also, so then I pulled out a die cut pack that was not in any of the kits just because it was unused and maybe there would be some icons in here. And this is that's a Vicky Boutin die cut, and I did find a couple things, but there was gold foil, and I don't know, the feel of them just didn't really work for this layout, so I'm not going to use those either. So while I'm struggling with if I want to place one of those and where, I'd like to mention that I don't have any pictures on, I won't be including pictures in my videos anymore because it just delays the whole process and it's not really fun for me. So I will have pictures though over on Instagram if you're interested in looking at pictures of the layout. So my Instagram account is linked on my channel if you're interested, or it's just at Grace Islander. So then I decided, since I could not find an icon in any die cut sets or sticker sheets or whatever, I'm going to go through the cut aparts of the Hello Sunshine, Sunshine and Happiness collection by Simple Stories, and these were included in the summer themed kit. And I'm just going to fussy cut a few icons from there. So the first thing I did was fussy cut that Polaroid camera, and then I'm also going to fussy cut that ice cream there. And I'm going to end up using the ice cream. I tried to use both, but because they were both big, it just was too much. So I'm just going to use that ice cream there. And I think I chose it mostly because it had more of a neutral color rather than, and it didn't bring any color down to the cluster that I would have to add somewhere else. So, and I just like the shape of it there. So that's what I'm going to add. And I'm just going to glue everything down. And then last couple of little details, I'm going to add a couple of these wood buttons. I know you can't really see it because of course the layout is out of frame, but I'm going to add one to the right side of the cluster with the title, and then one to the left side. And I'm also going to add a couple of these stones as part of the bling area for the recipe challenge. And this layout is actually pretty simple for me, but I really like how it turned out. So I think it's about done. So see, I forgot. I'm going to outline the whole thing like the white cardstock with a Staedtler pigment liner and the 0.3 tip, just to kind of ground it a bit. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Helen's video and check back in tomorrow for another video.